Well, it happened again. Who on earth could possibly be shocked by this? This time, Department of Homeland Security and ICE officers under attack. But you might not have heard of it. Leave a like if you didn't hear about this story. A biological male who presents as biologically female decided to team up with another biological male pretending to be a biological female and go after a border patrol officer. And what's crazy about this story is that hardly anybody covered it. And I want to point out that this is where it all started. This is where it all started, where things were totally fine, apparently, for these lunatics to go after officers. And this was hardly ever covered. And this is bonkers. And we're going to get into it right now after a super quick word from this video sponsor.
If you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out, and private internet access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private internet access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, private internet access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private internet access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with private internet access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get private internet access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is never censored.
I want to start with a little bit of Karening here first before we get into that. Minnesota liberals try to antagonize ICE agents for the way that they are parked in an empty parking lot. Then they try to be sneaky by asking for their names so that they can dox them. I mean, these people are out of control.
No, I didn't. No, dude. Look, my kid goes to this daycare. Yo. My kid goes to this daycare.
Okay, I'm not here for no daycare. We're not even in the parking lot of the daycare. So what is the issue? We're not here for no kids.
So I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you see how you're parked right now?
Yeah, that's fine.
He's fine.
Is it?
Because the lines are here.
The lines are
We
here.
just pulled up here. There's nobody in this parking lot. There's no need for you to be
What's your name?
agitating.
We're not agitated. We're just
So-
trying to have a
They are agitating.
conversation and keep our area safe. Yeah.
I have a very
Here.
simple question.
Okay.
And I'm not going to escalate anything. My voice is going to remain here the whole time. My question is this. In a parking lot,
Yeah.
any normal person, even if you were going to be looking at something,
Okay.
you would park within the lines.
Okay.
Because
You
you're
want me to park in
because
the lines for you?
Yeah, we want me to park in the lines for you?
because you're directed
Okay.
toward a place that is also a Spanish immersion daycare,
Okay.
Okay.
and based on the concerns of what's been happening,
You're assuming.
I'm assuming that a direction of a vehicle pointed at a child's daycare, even if there's other things surrounding it, is a concern as a parent.
Okay. I'm telling you, we're not here for no daycare.
He's saying they're not there for the daycare.
Leaving anyway.
That's great. Thank you
Perfect.
so much. I'm glad to hear
If
it.
that
Really
makes you
does.
guys feel better.
Yeah.
It would very
I
much
know
so.
you're trying to think that I'm here for the daycare. I'm not.
Honestly, dude,
Whatever you want.
I'm not going to spin anything, and I haven't even suggested it. All I'm saying is that I'm a concerned parent because we are at a place where there's children. That's
You
it.
know what? I can understand that.
Yeah. I got you, man. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Yep. So thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, dude. Sorry, what was your name again?
We're not
Yeah, what they're really doing here is sinister. They keep trying to get his name so they can put it out and dox these people.
You sure?
Yes.
Huh?
Right. Yeah, you just said you're not instigating. Here you go. This is exactly what they're doing. But Andy Noah pointed out this story that was largely covered up. A person who was accused of firing upon Border Patrol agent in New Hampshire on February 21st is revealed to be a trans non-binary suspect named Blue Daly, per Cullen Daly. He has been federally charged with attempted murder. Last year, in a neighboring Vermont, another trans person named Teresa Youngblood allegedly took out a Border Patrol agent named David Milland. Youngblood is a member of the Zizian cult. Now, I don't know what on earth that is, but I don't want any part of it. Now, here we have, as of yesterday, Blue Zeke Daly, aka Cullen Zeke Daly of Manchester, New Hampshire, has been charged by the FBI by attempting to take the life of a federal officer and attacking a federal officer with a dangerous weapon in connection with the incident that occurred over the weekend in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Again, let me ask you, did you hear about this story? Leave a like on the video if you didn't hear about it. And by the way, this is where getting involved helps immensely. Just put this video out on X or Facebook or whatever, because we have this is an epidemic. Blue Zeke Daly, 26, who identifies as trans, was arrested in New Hampshire for opening fire on a Border Patrol agent after being stopped near the Canadian border. Daly reportedly tried to flee and crashed into a snowbank where enforcement made the arrest. Daly's now charged with a massive crime. Here is Blue Daly. Here's the local news report.
We were forced to break this story late on Sunday night, and it's been tough to get information. It's really been piecemeal. But now we know that this suspect is from Manchester. A 26-year-old from Manchester is in the hospital tonight after allegedly exchanging fire with Border Patrol in Pittsburgh early Sunday morning. According to an affidavit filed this afternoon, Blue Zeke Daly, who is also known as Cullen Zeke Daly, fired shots at an agent who then returned fire and shot Daly.
Good.
The FBI says that Daly had been stopped in Stewartstown by the agent, who asked whether Daly used other names. Daly then immediately drove away. Investigators say that
that's what a normal person does. That's what a non-guilty person does, right?
that officer followed Daly, and when Daly approached the U.S.-Canada border, Daly tried to drive off and started shooting. The officer then returned fire, according to the affidavit, before Daly lost control and ended up in a snowbank. Officers found a handgun and ammunition and is facing several charges, including attempted murder of a federal officer. The FBI is now leading this investigation alongside the U.S. Attorney in New Hampshire. Now,
Yeah, it's funny. They're like, hey, check out this. It looks like a butt.
Investigation alongside the U.S. Attorney in New Hampshire. Now, both of these charges carry up to 20 years in prison, respectively, and fines of up to $250,000. In Manchester, Ariel Metropolis, WMUR, News 9.
It has become so predictable. It has become so predictable. We go back to Andy's great work back in January, where we had another incident. This is January of last year. Trans duo revealed as suspects in taking the life of a Vermont Border Patrol officer. Was this person a member of the very same cult? I would argue it's worth asking. It's in the same area, right? In the same area, same type of behavior, same type of person, archetype, I suppose we could say. Everything about it is very, very odd. You know, to me, it's suspicious. It's worth exploring. Remember, the mysterious duo who were pulled over in Vermont carried, again, they set a trap for this Border Patrol officer, right? On Inauguration Day, the shocking news that U.S. Border Patrol officer had passed away near the Canadian border in Vermont in an incident involving a now deceased foreign national who was overshadowed by the coverage of Donald Trump's event in the nation's capital. 1 week later, a 21-year-old Washington woman was charged over the incident, but little has been reported about her and her deceased accomplice, a German man. The Post-Millennial can report that the mysterious duo who were pulled over in Coventry, Vermont in the shootout are leftist trans militants with ties to a trans Terry cell. Around a week before the January 20th incident, federal law enforcement have been surveilling the German man Felix Ophelia Bauchhaut and Seattle woman Teresa Milo Consuelo Youngblut. And after staff at the Lindenville, Vermont motel reported seeing them with black tactical clothing, weapons, and protective military-style equipment. When law enforcement contacted them, they claimed to simply being able there to purchase property in the area. They promptly checked out of the hotel afterwards. Buckhout was a biological male who identified as trans and used feminine pronouns. He was an award-winning youth math genius who later graduated from the University of Waterloo in Canada. German media reports that he comes from the Friedberg area. Back in 2021, he was hired, blah, blah, blah. Court filings by prosecutors say Youngblut was estranged from her family and traveled internationally in 2022, 2023, and 2024. Her social media account on Blue Sky shows that she followed Antifa and other far-left accounts. While receiving inpatient medical care at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center in New Hampshire, Youngblut was charged with 1 count of using a weapon while attacking Border Patrol agent and 1 count of discharging a firearm during the attack. I did not think it was likely Ophelia who would be involved in this type of attack. She was not aggressive, and I didn't know about her having weapons. Jessica Taylor, a friend of Buckholt, said, "This is, again, yet another attack that nobody's covering, except Andy No. This is, again, Manchester resident. This isn't getting covered in the media, but the person who did it was allegedly fired upon and tried to take out a Border Patrol agent in New Hampshire, is trans. This is the 3rd trans incident this month. Blue Daily is the trans name for Cullen Zeke Daly. The attack is eerily similar to the neighboring Vermont incident, an attack on a Border Patrol agent last year by Teresa Youngblut. I don't think it's a coincidence. I hope you're informed by this video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.